Hello and welcome everyone to a new YouTube video here on my channel. Today with a more aggressive deck. It's MARDU Knights, or I call it the Eldraine tribal deck. So I came up with this deck, well not me, Seth Manfield posted an article on TCGPlayer. I did read the article and obviously Emebercleave seems to be really good. I myself am not an aggro player. I like Eldraine a lot though, so I thought I'd give this a try. The games were really fun. But yeah, let's go with the deck. So as this deck, like the title says, it has Knights and it's in the MARDU colors. We also have Emebercleave here, and our 1-drops right now are Venerable Knight, 1 mana 2/1. When it dies, a creature gets +1/+1, and Fervent Champion, 1 mana 1/1, with First Strike and Haste, and whenever Fervent Champion attacks, another Knight gets +1/+0 until the end of turn. Also, equip ability costs 3 less. So those are our 1-drops. We sadly lost the Knight of the Ebon Legion from M20, which was a really strong drop here as well, if not the best 1-drop. But those are our 1-drops. Then we go to the 2-drops. The entire deck is basically 2-drops. We play the Worthy Knight, 2 mana 2/2, which is something we usually like to play first. So the ability activates, and it is whenever you cast a Knight spell, create the 1/1 white human creature token. So this is really nice, right? So we try to get as much out of it as possible. Sometimes it's worth to play another one, but that's just the thumb rule. Then we play Blacklance Paragon, 2 mana, 3/1 flash. When Blacklance Paragon enter the battlefield, target knight gains death touch and lifelink until the end of turn. So this is actually a really nice card. It works well with the First Strike of the Fervent Champion, because First Strike and death touch is really good together. It also is basically a combat trick in a creature, and that's really nice to have in an aggressive deck. We play 2 Order of the Midnight, 2 mana 2/2. It's an adventure creature. It's flying, it cannot block, but we can play 2 mana for Alter Fate, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. So this is really nice to have there. And yeah, it's a 2-off, I think that's fine. It can be nice against removals, but there's a lot of exile removals around right now, like Skyclave Operation and those type of cards. Rimrock Knight, 2 mana 3/1, can also not block, but it has the Boulder Rush for 1 mana. Target creature gets +2/+0. Really cool card. This one is a game while opponent miscalculating or being greedy into Emebercleave blocks. But yeah, overall just a good card. Stormfist Crusader, 2 mana 2/2, black-red menace. At the beginning of the upkeep, each player draws a card and loses 1 life. This sounds strange because they also draw a card, right? In general, it's always okay for us because we have way more cheap creatures, and so we can just put out our hand. If they draw an additional card, right, they have a certain amount of mana they can spend. Sure, it maybe finds them their shadow, and that's unlucky, but in general, it's a good card because we can just spam way more creatures out on way more spells than other decks can do. So against those type of decks, it's really nice. And Inspiring Veteran, it's the Night Lord, red and a white source 2/2. All the knights you control get +1/+1. We also play Acclaimed Contender here, 3 mana 3/3. When Acclaimed Contender enters the battlefield, if you control another knight, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a knight, aura or equipment, or legendary artifact card among them, and you put it on your hand. So it's really nice because we can search Emebercleave and literally every card in our deck. So this always hits. Like this, if this doesn't hit, then you basically hit 5 lands. And if that happens, then I'm sorry for you. So the mana base with MARDU Knights is actually really nice. Because we have 2 pathways, we have the tournament grants, and here it's really important to note you cannot use the color mana here for adventures. So this is something you always have to keep in mind. Also for sideboard cards, it's a bit tricky, but you just keep in mind and you'll be fine. And of course we have Emebercleave in this deck, 6 mana artifact, costs 1 less for each attacking creature, has flash, and when it comes to the battlefield, we can attach it to a creature and it gets +1/+1 and double strike and trample. So this is just like we going through opponent's lines. It's an Emebercleave type of deck. We go wide with Emebercleave. Having Worthy Knight getting a lot of tokens makes Emebercleave usually really cheap. And yeah, this is the main deck. So sideboard, we have Fight as 1, which is a 1 mana spell. We can choose one or both. Target human gets +1/+1 and indestructible, and target non-human gets +1/+1 and indestructible. This is really good. Usually we play a lot of humans, as you can see, but this could be a draw here, right? For example. So there are things, but usually it's just to protect 1 card. Then we play another Order of Midnight if there's a lot of removals. Embereth Shieldbreaker, really good against Glass Casket, Henge decks, green type of decks. I would play it there the most. Definitely good against Glass Casket. Dire Tactics is the supreme removal spell in this deck. It's a 2-mana exile target creature. If we don't control human, you lose life to the target creature's toughness. But I think exile is really important. And besides the exile, there are creatures like Gargaroth and Lovestruck Beast. And there are big creatures around right now, so you want to have a way to remove it. Maul of the Skyclaves, 3 mana. When it enters the battlefield, we can attach it to a creature, +2/+2, flying, and first strike. So it is a good card. It is a good card, but the problem with the sideboard in a deck like this, and this is what Seth Manfield was describing in his article, you basically just want to play your 60 cards. There are some cards you want to change out and in of the sideboard, but it's really hard, and he also struggled with building the sideboard. I think I changed like 2 cards in the sideboard, but that's about it. If there's a card you think should be in the deck, let me know. And if not, I hope you're gonna enjoy the games, and see you all next time. Okay, please no gruel. I tried to do good footage, guys. Okay, we can start first. That's nice. We keep. I have to be honest with you guys. This is actually my 3rd game with the list. And I lost twice in a row against Gruul. Well, they had 4 Bone Crushers in the top 10 cards, and I was like, nah, I don't want to play that. I'm good. I'm good. So if this one survives, it's gonna be really good. That's a nice. We just need to hope. Ooh, what? That's also nice. I think we just go, bam. Just go white, I would say. Next turn we have a huge attack. There's no Cry of Conarium left, which is good. Harboring is a good card. Okay. Thanks. How can I tank? I don't know how to tank anymore. Okay. Yeah, I mean that's a pretty. That was really fast. That was really. I have no idea what the opponent is playing though. Like, what? Apps and I do something. To be honest, I have really no idea. I kind of like the Maul here because what I see right now is no anti-flare tech, but I have actually no idea what they're playing. Oh, okay. So keepable. Well, if I had a red here, obviously I would have liked it more, but I mean, it's kind of keepable. If they have to remove spell, they have to remove spell. We still have Order of Midnight here to get the Warfare Knight back if we want to. Harbinger, sure. So I just go Contender. The Contender is a decent block as well there. Flying. So I have 4 mana next turn. I would prefer... Maybe I go Out of Midnight, to be honest. Flying here seems this. Nissa. Okay, that's a nice. That's a nice. I did not expect a Nissa there. So we're gonna block the Harbinger, right? B5. Let's get that back on my hand and say go. I like to see this type of deck. That's a good card. That's even better. It's a huge, big card to draw. It's kind of obvious what I have if I attack with this one. But I see the block now or later, right? They are thinking. They are definitely thinking. Well, they go for it. I think you take always 1 damage here, right? I don't know what they play, but I would take 1 damage all day. Maybe they have a second Gargaroth though. This is a good card. Okay, that's not doing a lot. I don't know what... I still try to figure out what they play. Still try to figure out what they play, but I mean, that was a really fast game. Let's just jump into the next one. Has to be a keep. I try to curve out here as good as I can. Not happy with this. Getting a 4/2 Blacklance Paragon is kinda okay. Okay. Interesting. I think they should have blocked here, but I'm not too sure. What is that 2-mana spell here? Ooze is a card people play a lot. Ramp through could be something. Let's go. Easy Emebercleave. Yep, we attack with both. We're gonna force the block on the Paragon here. They have to block the Paragon. I will push damage here because I can play Tournament Ground Champion Emebercleave next turn. If they block the Venerable Knight, I get a 4/2 creature or 4/4 creature, which is also nice. I think it's still okay to do this. Oh, interesting. Wildborn Preserver. That's a good 2-mana drop. I did not think about that one. So they are considering dealing with my Emebercleave next turn, right? How can they deal? So they have definitely combat ability. Otherwise they would not think this long here. I would say Primal Might maybe, to make sure I cannot Emebercleave. I think it's a Primal Might here. Otherwise they would not think this long. They have a creature or Primal Might and they consider what is better. And they went for the creature. We have to attack here because we need to force the Lovestruck Beast block. And we also have to deal with it. It's not perfect, but we still push in damage. It's important that we have Emebercleave in play because we can equip it easy to the champion here. It's a good card. We had a second Emebercleave. It's not perfect though, but pushing damage is important. I can equip next turn the champion with the Emebercleave as well. Preserver, sure. Shambler, sure. That's fine. 3/3. That's a bit heavy. I'm drawing too many lands here. I have to make sure those creatures die. I mean, usually you don't flood like this, right? Now we're in the position where the mono green deck can just keep up drawing their top decks like Lovestruck Beast against my deck. It's pretty decent usually. We managed though to draw lands, which is not what we want, right? At least this is not a land. And we obviously have to go for this one. The flyer here is perfect. If they don't have an answer to the flyer, we just hit face. But they have Prime Might, I guess. Garruk, okay, that's not helping. If they don't have Prime Might, we win. Come on, please, just don't have it for once. Don't have it. I have so many lands, you should not have it here. I mean, you don't even have to think, you just do at this point. This was the most denied primal like I ever saw in my life. I don't even know why they're thinking there. No land, please. Just once, no land. It's crazy that I draw all my lands here, like literally all. I mean that's not how this works. That's not how this works. Let's see what they top decked here. Did they top deck another Primal Might? I mean, if they would draw a land here, I feel cool, right? I mean, I blocked that one. I will not block that one. If I draw a good card, this is really nice. Take it. Come on, just draw a land one time. One time. You can also draw lands like me. Best card is probably Acclaimed Contender. It's a pretty big one. I mean, I have to go in. So the way I win here is if they just greed out. This is greed out. This is the thing, right? They could greed out here. I don't move my hand to my hand, or they know I have a combat spell, right? I hope they greed out here. This is why we just attack instantly after we saw the card. They're getting punished. They're getting punished for being greedy here. Oh god. That was so well. Yeah, that can happen, huh? That can happen. Okay. I gotta remove those now. Fighter's one is way better than I think people think it is. I'm gonna run it like this on the draw. On the play I go full aggressive again, but Lovestruck Beasts are so strong. A 3 mana 5/5 blocker is just incredible. Like, this is why I didn't put... I think this deck is really cool. It's a really cool deck. But against Gruul Adventures, it's so painful if they have all their Bone Crushers, right? So I was like, yeah, I don't have to show you this. It's just... You can imagine what happens, right? Mono Green is a bit better. But Bone Crush is the worst card for this deck. By far. And then Lovestruck Beast. And Gruul Adventure basically plays both. So... Awkward keep. If I find red, this is a good hand. Let's hope. Let's hope we find the red. So opening with a Lovestruck Beast is sad. We go with this first. Because it gives us a good attack here. Well, if they decide to play the Preserver, it's also okay block, right? I guess they play the Lovestruck Beast, it's just way too good. Yeah. If I would draw a removal spell, they wouldn't have an easy time. Fervent Champion with Blacklance Paragon is really good. I think I'd go in. I don't mind if they attack with the Lovestruck Beast, I still have a lot of power. And if they choose to fight, I can still play Blacklance Paragon as well. The ramp through is a bit of a problem though, but against Primal Might, Blacklance Paragon is good. Still think we should do it. It's not easy to make a decision here. That's awkward. Do they have a second Willborn Preserver? And they flash it in and push the other one? I think it has to be like that, right? Ramp through. Okay, that makes sense. That makes actually sense. I mean, we still hit opponent quite hard here, but they had a ramp through. It's a good card. So is Emebercleave. Emebercleave, oh, this is actually Eldraine Tribal. I'm not gonna lie, it feels like Eldraine Tribal. I have a Veteran again to buff, which is really good. Contender is also fine. If I draw a land, Contender into Veteran would be really nice. What do they have here? Like Primal Might though, like they're thinking way too much here. Well, there's a scared. I mean, oh, that's a good card. That's a good card. Especially with the Wildbone Preserver. Not too sure how I should do it here. I think we go face. I mean, they can actually just let it go through to win in, but I think going face here is more important. Okay. Well, what are you doing? What is it? Like, they are scared again. I love it. I love it. Because they lost to a Rimrock Knight last turn. It's so good. It's just so good. It's so good. I love it. That's their best block. But then they die to Rimrock Knight. Now I hold my hand. Well, I tried it. Well, they're on 1 life. It's not like they're in a good position, but it's so funny that they went again for the same thing. Like, not like, well, there's a Rimrock Knight, but whatever, right? It's really funny. Well, that's not helping. You're on 1. There could be a Primal Light. There could be a Primal Light. That would be good. I would just attack with the Venerable Knight then. If I draw a land, I could equip Veteran and Emebercleave. Like, equip and Veteran. So the only way to win here is having a Primal Might. That's the only way. Okay. Perfect. No, it's a tapped land. Wait. They block. One goes through. Oh, it's actually GG. Yeah. It's close, but we did it. Holy, that was a cool game. I enjoyed that one a lot. Whew, Knights! Let's go to the next one. Keep. I still think it's okay. This is one of those questions where I'm sometimes not sure if we should wait, but I push damage, so I'll go for it. Always happy to push damage. Not a champion. Could have went for 4 damage here, but I kind of think it's better now. That's not doing a lot. We go for damage. 6 damage. And we have a really white bolt. I guess it's Golgari Adventure right there. It's a pretty big board, and there's no board wipe. Eddie. Well, those Order of Midnights are really unlucky, I would say. Yeah, well. GG, huh? Okay, almost failed. Almost failed because I couldn't play the adventure side if I would have done it wrong there. I like the dire tactics here. We do not play Rimrock Knight on this position. Gonna go like this. Fight this one. I'm not too sure. They play more. They play the knight, right? The Swift End Knight. Hard to say, but it's not. We go so wide, so single target removal is not that strong. Yeah, that's a keep. That is a keep. Okay. Champion and in. Then Worthy Knight into Veteran, I guess. Bloodshie's first, sure. I mean, better on this one, I would say. So this one is surviving. I'm gonna keep my Triome here for cycle purposes. We already have 6 power on field, so there has to come something. Yeah, this is... Well guys, this is a really short game again. Let's go to the other one, I guess, huh? Well, we have to mulligan this. We can keep this. It's better to have 2 reds, usually. Here we go, Knight into Veteran, because it's the best way to go through the token. We take that damage. Interesting. Ooze. Pretty good. Pretty good. If they block with Ooze, they have a second Ooze, but we have to attack here. Okay. That could be the big creature now. Oh, that's good. That's pretty good. Apparition. Opponent's deck looks like one I also played just recently. There's nothing I can do. Nothing I can do from here. I have to play the Blacklance Paragon, I guess. This sounds stupid, but I think it's my only good play. I get rid of their 1/1, which makes the last struck piece weaker. And I can get the card back and play it next turn. Because I don't have green. Otherwise the card is pretty useless. And I think I'll go for a flyer first. Also have Emebercleave up, which is really important now. So, dodging any removal spells would be nice. I think if they play the list I used to play, they played the kicker card. Okay, so they play this list. That's damage. That is damage. Ooh, that's interesting. Huh. Why would they do that? So this is 5, 7, 9, 10 next turn, which is actually 1 point lethal. If I block this, I get a 2-2, lose a 4-2. It's not really worth it. And I get a better ooze. So I think I will not block here. We have to attack here, right? It really depends. If they deal with my Venerable Knight, I lose. If not, I probably win. Auto tapping, by the way, -2 damage. Good old -2 damage. Always make sure to tap out your tournament grounds. It didn't happen to me a lot today, but now it did. So yeah, that would be on 9. It's a huge difference. A huge difference. But I can just not swing with everything, right? It's really almost impossible to do. If they would attack with this Skyclave operation, I would easy block it. I mean, it's simple math here. If you deal with Venerable Knight, you win. That's the map. That's the map. Okay. It's also pretty good. I think they forgot that Rimrock Knight cannot block. Just saying. Just saying. Okay, they made a mistake. Which is nice. So I attack with those two. If they attack with Order and the Rimrock Knight here, those 2 damage actually really painful right now. Really painful. I think I'm dead, yeah. Oh, this is sad. They made a mistake last game at least. If exact lethal. I mean, now the 2 damage wouldn't have been enough, right? Definitely Dire Tactics is so good. Out of Midnight against Ooze is not optimal. Acclaimed Contender is still fine. Gonna go down on... check this again. Yeah, no, Rimrock Knight is okay. On the play is okay. That was an awkward game. I definitely made a mistake there. But down the line, I think it was okay. I think it was okay. Maybe I have to play a bit more aggressive, but the 5/5ers are so strong. They're so strong, guys. It's like I try my best, but strong stuff. Strong stuff. Strong stuff. Okay, that's a keep. I think I'll go for the Venerable Knight first. Then we go for the champion. For damage early on with Inspiring Veteran up is really good. Also having this card is nice if they come up with a too big of a blocker. Okay, that's whatever. That's power. That is power on the play. That is some power. So they could play the Skyclave Apparition here. That's the weakest card. It's an awkward block. That's an awkward block. So that went really well. No Rimrock Knights here now. I mean, I'm not too sure like which exact version they play, but I think I'm gonna have two Embereth Shieldbreaker here. There could be Hench. There could be Glass Casket. There are definitely cards I need to consider. And it's better than the Rimrock Knight because it can block. Did every time I board in two of them, that's all I get. So that's really annoying. But it's the thing is, it's every time. Every time I board in two, and I think you can see this in one of my earlier games, I board in two and I draw two. It's just a thing. Cannot stop it. I'm gonna push damage here. I have to push the damage, right? For damage this turn is really good because they are forced to play this. They could go for Skyclave. Okay. I was actually not sure. Maybe it's wrong. Okay, please stop this. I draw really bad. Like, really bad. Questing Beast is annoying. It's a good draw. Because now I have two options, right? It's not perfect, but actually I think it was okay. Going white again. It's pretty interesting. Not happy about that I have a 1/1 there. I have to attack with those two if they play the Lost Rock Beast. Ooze. Good card. So this can become a 4/4, huh? I have to attack with those two. I could attack with Fervent Champion, but I can block with the Skyclave Apparition, which makes the block really bad. It's better to do it like this. And just kill Ooze, right? Whatever Ooze blocks gets the Emebercleave. Okay. Let's see. Last drop is in. Sure, makes sense. Makes sense. What could I draw here? Could draw removal. Could draw a buff. Which is also really good. Do they have a Primal Might here? That would be their best card. I would equip the Venerable Knight. Wow, that's interesting. I'm gonna attack with this one here. Pretty good. Pretty good. Another one. Wow. Now I really need to find cards that are not lands. Could have double blocked, not sure. Still better go in the aggressive mode. Okay. They would just take the damage, which is meh. I could get a good block out of this though. I mean, I could have Emebercleave here, right? So they need to do something. Which is what I'm hoping for. You always have to attack here. Otherwise you just lose. Okay. If they block with this one, they cannot attack with this, which is completely fine. Okay, they're doing the Emebercleave math here, but I don't have Emebercleave, so that was a good block for me. Get rid of 2 creatures. Get 1 back. So there was a decent block. I will take it. Wow. They don't care. That's a good card, but I need to back it up with other cards, otherwise it's too weak. I blocked the Mammoth 100%. Okay, let's go. Yeah, let's go. I drew lands here and I needed to draw something else. But yeah, so those were the games. Sadly, I didn't manage to win the last one. I really wish I would have won the last one. But yeah, good games. And let's go to the outro and hope you like it. Okay, I have to say the games were fun. I'm not the aggro player per se. I like Emebercleave. I like the Knights though. This is more of an aggro deck that I like to play. There are many cool creatures, and as you can see, I think everything is like Eldraine. But I really, really like it. It's basically an Eldraine tribal deck. But it is fun. I used to like Eldraine. Sideboard, maybe cut one fight as one. But there also the Maul of the Skyclaves seems kind of awkward. And this deck is based on Seth Manfield's deck, and he also said the sideboard is really hard to do. But if you have any idea how to improve the sideboard, please let me know in the description. And if you like those type of decks, if you like me playing aggro decks as well, just let me know. And yeah, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and a comment. So see you all next time.